Welcome into the 8th edition, I do believe it is, of the Wolf Way. Tom Throp, head coach Justin Hilton of the Westridge Wolves. Coach, come in off of a tough loss Friday night on the road in Johnson City. Guys played hard, played valiantly. A couple of big pass plays for the Hilltoppers put them over the top.
Yeah, they made some big pass plays there on third and long situations where kid threw it up and the kid went and made a good play. Like you said, great effort. We don't ever want to overlook those things. Effort is something we control, and thought we brought that. We're well prepared. A couple fourth downs we didn't convert there we'd like to have back. But, you play the game. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. We don't like to lose, but, I think it is something still that our program can build upon. And we keep talking about closing the gap with these teams in strength and in speed and being able to have depth.
Yes, and I think, again, I want to go back to, and it's something we've talked about all year, the character of this team and the compassion of this team, and that may not be the best word for it. These guys like each other, and they play for each other, and you can see when something doesn't go well, they're over there to pick each other up, and when something does go well, then they're all celebrating, and that's part of the culture and the character that I know you want to have in place, and obviously is this year.
I think that is exactly the right word to use for these guys. I think that the way that they care for each other is a great example, not just for the kids looking up to them, but maybe for the adults that are around them as well. The way that they handle adversity, there's no finger pointing. Like you said, they just build each other up. They continue, next play mentality. We're going to put that behind us and move on to the next one. That served us well. We've had a couple setbacks in the losses before. We've come back and won 2 games right after it. So I think that's exactly it. I think that they're for each other. And we said it in the beginning, when a group of guys don't care who get the credit, great things can happen. And these guys pull for each other, and very mature, and just been a pleasure. They have been a pleasure to be around.
Yes, and agree. From my vantage point, and I'm further away than you are, obviously, but I would say the same thing. And as a fan being in the stands, and I'm going to say this, great crowd of Westridge supporters there in Johnson City Friday night.
Not so sure we didn't have more than they did, and that's a credit to our community, our parents that come out and support these guys. And it was a TV game. It would have been just as easy to sit at the house and watch the game, but they decided to come out and support our boys, and our guys love that, and they feed off of it. And Westridge football is important. It's important to our kids. It's important to our community, and just a great program to be a part of.
Absolutely. I want to throw, and we don't do a whole lot of individual, even though we do talk about it. Ethan Amix is having a pretty phenomenal season as far as yardage gained, and I don't know exactly, and I'm sure you probably do, but my guess is he's over 1,300 yards or so already this season, which is, again, first 1,000-yard rusher in the history of Westridge, but tremendous season thus far.
Yeah, knocking on the door, 1,500 yards rushing, somewhere around 18 touchdowns. And along with that, multiple 200-yard games. So all those things need to be celebrated. You ask him, he just wants to win the game. Yeah. My kind of guy, right? Yeah. He just wants the team to do well. The individual stuff comes second, as it should. Yeah. But he has had a phenomenal year, and he's worked hard for it.
Yes, he has. And again, another one that you see all the other guys just relishing in his success and what he's been able to do.
Well, the offensive line, I just want to say, we talk about how great they do, but they're the first ones running down there hugging on those guys, and it, like you said, just supporting each other.
Yes, no doubt. Jefferson County's been a powerhouse since back in the 80s when the Collins brothers were there winning state championships before they went to Georgia, and the Riley brothers after that, who then went to UT and were star offensive linemen, and then come into the 2000s, and Jeff Jennings was a great running back and ended up at Vanderbilt. I don't know that this team is of that magnitude of those 3 eras of Jefferson County, but it's a really good football team.
It is, and you can see all those guys on the field again tonight. They're honoring their.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're this Friday. They're going to honor their 50-year all-time team.
Wow!
So those names you just mentioned are going to be there, and they're going to be honored. It's going to be Halloween night. They're having a big carnival where they're going to have trick-or-treating going on. So, another venue that it would be great to have people come out and watch, not just support our guys, but it's going to be just a neat place for them to celebrate some of their tradition. And you're right, it's a good football team, really good football team last year, and then this year they've got some explosive playmakers, and they've had a good season. Beat Powell, beat Science Hill, they've had some big wins, so it'll be a challenge for us for sure.
Yes. Talk a little bit about what they want to do and what you want to try to do to stop them.
Well, they want to run the football. I mean, I think that's first and foremost on Spencer Riley's mind. He wants to run the football, win the line of scrimmage. They got the receiver Jackson, number 0, maybe the most explosive player in our conference, and they're going to find ways to get him the ball in the backfield and out on the perimeter. We'll have to manage him, but they run the zone scheme as good as anybody that will play. And so we've got to find a way to commit to the box and not allow them to get 0 loose in the secondary at the same time. Flip it over defensively. They're a 3-4 team. Bring a lot of pressure off the edges. Move their D-line, slanting and things. Again, they're going to see a different kind of offense with us, so we'll see how much that dictates the way they handle that. But they do rally to the ball. One of the things I've been most impressed with is their gang tackling and how they get to the football.
Yeah, I was told that was one of the things that, again, I have a son that coaches in the conference, and he said that they come to the ball, that it's almost like back in the old UT football days when everybody was to run to the ball, to end the play, but they're there while the play's still going on.
Yeah, and a lot of times arriving in a bad humor. I mean,
Yeah.
they're a physical football team, and
Yeah.
Being a defensive coach myself, you love to see that, and but get to the football, they get there in a hurry. But when you're doing that, there's some things that maybe you can take advantage of when people over pursue or just a little too enthusiastic to get there.
Yes.
So we'll see if we can exploit a few of those things.
Have they seen anything like us at all? Have you seen them against everyone's predominantly a running team, I guess you could say, but anybody that kind of sets up like we do?
They did. They played Cott County, which Science Hill had played Cott County
Okay.
too. Cott County's a flex bone or a spread option, whatever you want to call it. Same offensive alignment that we get in, different style. But so we've seen them against those guys, and of course they fared well against them.
Cott County, not quite the team that we are, and not try to be offensive to them if anybody from Cott County's listening, but they're not to the level that we are at this point in time. But scheme-wise, do they walk 9 guys to the box, or how do they?
They're going to have a whole lot of people down there sniffing around the ball. Yeah, they get them down in there. They don't really break their structure of playing that 50 defense, but they do bring those guys up and crowd the ball.
Okay, very good. Any injury situations that you're concerned about for us at this point going forward?
No, just the ones that we've had, the whole season, and we do miss those guys. But we've had some guys step up, but fairly healthy, especially to be going into week 10. So I think that we're going to be able to put a good show out there for them tonight or Friday.
Yeah, looking forward to being able to win another conference game. It's a big game, and as you said, as we started this Wolf Way discussion, we are closing the gap between teams that have been the hierarchy really across the state, and we're doing that because of the culture, because of the athletes, and because of the coaching.
So we talk about closing the gap there, and that's right. I mean, we played 3 teams with 2,600 students, beat Hardin Valley, turned the football over against Dobbins Bennett, closed the gap a little bit against Science Hill, and then a state champion in Elizabeth. And so we're playing good competition, playing bigger schools, and but our guys respond to that. They like the challenge, and we've just got to continue to get better each day, each week, and each year as we go through our off-season programming.
And quickly on that, you are to week 10 of the season. Preparation-wise, what do you do different in practice this week than what you did week 2 or 3?
There's not as much beating and banging going on. We do a lot more bag work, do a lot more of the walking and talking kind of things where we're teaching and looking at more film. Early on in the season, bodies are a little fresher. You can beat and bang on each other a little bit more. But right now in week 10, sometimes as you go into the playoffs, the teams that are the healthiest are the ones that win, not necessarily the teams that are the best. So we're just trying to keep people healthy.
Sounds great. The key, what is the Wolf Way for Friday night, a big win at Jefferson County?
We've got to find a way to flip the field, whether that's getting first downs or having good punting. We have to win special teams. So when you have 2 teams that want to run the football, we're going to have to win the special teams battle. I think that's going to be a huge part of what we do.
Coach, wish you the best of luck. It's been a great season thus far. We've got 2 more games at least to play, and we're hoping more. Good luck Friday. Thank you for tuning in to the Wolf Way. We'll see you after this Friday night's game right here on the Wolf Way. Thank you.